Me na Isatu Smile Sesay, and this is the program Talk to the Camera. Today the camera day na the Milton Magai Technical University. As we go on for know but how the government granting aid interview they go. Hello, welcome to this interview. Your name and who that you be?
I mean, Mr. Idrissa Sanom, the Regional Deputy Director and Student Secretary, Ministry of Technical and Higher Education.
And we see the government granting aid, they go on now. I go on for you tell viewers more about this granting aid.
Yeah, the Australian government granting aid now a program where the Australian government they always support for every year for students within the higher institution of learning for enable them for meet them financial challenge, especially in the area of fees. So every year the Australian government they give more money to the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education for me then carry out activity like this so that they go help a needy student across the country.
So how many students they go through the interview now?
For the 2021-2022 academic year, the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education received about 10,000 to 14,000 students where they apply for this Australian government grant aid, and the interview they go on all over the district, in Australia simultaneously.
So after the interview, what's next?
Yeah, the ministry consider one thing to reduce the financial burden on students. So they ask students them during the process of applications for most students then choose which district where they want to go take interview. So the student them then choose which district they want for the interview. And at that district level, after the interview, now the committee where is set at that district, now that committee they nominate the student them where now a deserving needing students them where they forget the scholarship. But notwithstanding, because it's not enough for every Israeli, now just think of 10 to 14,000 students where they apply. The Ministry of Technical Higher Education thought it fit, since we get a lapses in the sciences, you say yes, for the past 3 years, more support the sciences, the core sciences, when they do a core sciences, we call them STEM, science, technology, innovation, agriculture, and mathematics. So students, the way they do that kind of courses, for me, the Australian government grant it supports them so that whenever they come on, then we will give help. Now the secondary school, so with science base, go strong. Remember, without a science base strong in every country, development is a problem. So this 2021 Australian government grant it, they go towards more the science student than within the year 2 upwards.
So within the qualification who they look at?
Yeah, the qualification that they look at, the minimum qualification you for the year 2 upwards, and you for be a Sierra Leonean, then you forget acceptance letter, because if you don't get acceptance letter, meaning you are not given an offer to be in that institution, so they consider they want them. But however, we will consider people that wouldn't do the year 1, especially if now woman them when they do core sciences, then if we get enough space, then we can able to consider them.
So this grants in need where government they give, picking and get for pay for them again?
No, now that made them call them grant. Nobody not get for pay for them. If you get them where you don't, now just for me serve your country.
So how many students actually and get for award or get for benefit from this grant in it?
Yeah, that one for this year, that will not determine that yet. But for last year, up to 2,800 students being benefit. The other subsequent years, 2,700 and something be benefit. But for this year, the outcome of the interview now in the determine the poverty rate, and that now go determine how many students then with the award the Australian government got it to.
So how many years this grant in it last for?
The last depend on the year where that student being where that student being there, where it been applied and awarded. For instance, with traditional universities, we they go for maximum of 5 years. More proud to now we they do honor classes. We didn't the honor classes, but most degrees they below 5 years. So meaning if somebody the third year we get the government grant aid, the government grant aid they only cover the third year and the fourth year. Then once that happen, it is finished. No grant aid, not the way they cross from one program to the other programs.
Wetin can make students lost in granting aid?
The 99% core thing wey they make student dem lost dem grant aid na when you fail, because we no go and waste government resources on you. So when you fail, grant aid you dey lost am.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, Mrs. Moderator.
As una don listen to how the government granting aid they go on, and also waiting at some of the qualifications them wey require from the students them na the different universities them. You sef don't know how many universities students them they come in for the interview. Me na Isatu Smile Sesay. Until we meet again to another edition of the program Talk to the Camera, I say tata.